This progression assignment will assess your suitability to progress on to the next level of your studies. The quality of your work and the skills that you demonstrate during the completion of this assignment will determine whether or not you are ready to progress on to level 3 or whether or not you need to remain at a level 2 course. The assignment is broken into 3 tasks, one that covers electronics, one that covers CAD, and one that covers maths. During this video, I will introduce you to the assignment and go through what is expected of you for each task. At the bottom of the assignment document, you will find a list of resources that will be useful to support you completing these tasks. There are online references, online videos, and online documents to support you with your research. This should be treated as a level 3 assignment, and you should put the necessary amount of work in required to demonstrate your absolute best. Task 1 is an electronics-based task that asks you to explore the operation of a bipolar junction transistor. A transistor is a component that you have used before on the level 2. However, now I am asking you to explore that component's operation in much more detail. You will need to research what a bipolar junction transistor is. You'll need to look at how it works, looking at what is it made of, how does it work on a chemical level. You'll need to explain that to your best understanding. You will then need to produce a multi-sim simulation using Multisim Live. A tutorial will take you through that, which can be found on Teams. Using that simulation of the circuit on the screen, you need to work out and record what the activation voltage is for the bipolar junction transistor. You then need to compare the findings of your experiment to the research that you conducted to see if the activation voltage you recorded is the same as the activation voltage you were expecting. This assignment should be written as a full scientific report, including introduction, method, and an explanation of your circuit as well as a conclusion of your. Task 2 is a research assignment that requires you to compare traditional hand drawing techniques with CAD technical drawing techniques. You will need to use all the resources provided to research the advantages and disadvantages of both traditional hand drawing techniques and modern computer-aided drafting. You should use your research to analyze the benefits of both and conclude which you believe to be the superior process. Task 2 needs to be presented as a written essay, which should include an introduction, clearly laid out information regarding the advantages and disadvantages of both methods, as well as a clear and concise conclusion. As this is level 3, you need to make sure that your conclusion is justified using your research to support your statements. Task 3 is perhaps the most difficult part of this assignment, as it asks you to complete work that you have not covered during your year with us. In Task 3, you need to complete the 3 maths questions. The first question asks you to calculate the area of the missing material. So if you were to take this as a solid piece of material, you were to machine away this cutout here and machine away the circle in the middle, how much waste material would you have? So this question is asking you what material, what has been removed. Part B is also asking you to calculate the waste material, however this time it relates to a 3D machined object. So you will need to be calculating volume. You will need to work out the volume of the starting piece of material and work out the volume that has been removed from that material to achieve the current shape. You must then add 5% to your answer. All of your workings need to be shown clearly and your answer needs to be clearly stated. If you wish to work on paper and pen for these questions, you may do and submit your answers via photographic evidence inserted into your assignment. Question C is essentially asking you to work out the area of these shapes. These shapes represent folded pieces of metal, sheet metal that has been folded into a triangle. To work out the size of the unfolded piece of material, you must work out all of the missing lengths using trigonometry and Pythagoras theorem. Resources to help you with this, including videos explaining the basics of trigonometry and Pythagoras theorem, can be found at the bottom of the assignment in the resources links. This level of maths is the entry level of maths needed for level 3. It is the foundations that we will then build upon to support your development throughout the level 3 course over the 2 years. Mathematics is one of the main foundations of engineering, as it allows us to predict outcomes prior to testing them. So if you're building a bridge, you are able to work out the necessary material needed to ensure that bridge is of a suitable strength before it's built. That is just one example of why maths is essential within engineering. You will have 3 weeks to complete this assignment, which is plenty of time if you apply yourself. You will need to spend sufficient time researching the necessary information and learning that information. This means recapping it and revisiting it. You will need to use study techniques like taking notes, creating reference cards, creating lists to help you structure and frame the information to be presented. Any information that you include in your assignment that is directly taken from a resource needs to be stated as such. So you must use referencing to show where the information comes from. All conclusions must be written in your own words, stating your own understanding. Your understanding of something explained is of far more worth than something copied off the internet. Copied information does not prove to me that you understand what it is you are talking about. So please explain everything you can in your own words and highlight any copied information. Me and Steve will be available to help you with this assignment, but do remember one of the things we are assessing you against is your ability to work independently. As well as the links to resources at the bottom of the assignment brief, there will also be lots of resources for you on Teams. I will be adding to those resources throughout the next few weeks as people come to me with questions. At the start, there will be video tutorials on how to use Multisim Live for Task 2, as well as reference documents explaining how you need to lay out your assignment.